So good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Donny Chaingang. Welcome to the Full Speed Event Studios. We're down here live in the studios, and we've got a cracking ride coming up for you. The first of OTE April. It's great to have OTE back. They were the very first of our supporters back in September at the start of this season, and they're back once again looking after our riders. So fantastic to have them back here and in with us. So a massive thank you to them for jumping on board and being back with us tonight. Now, we are going to head straight over to our route and our profiles, and let's get you out on to the course, because as you can see, the time is ticking away. So we are going to be heading out to the London Classic course. And this is going to be a pretty mad one because we are going to be heading out on to the course. Russ is going to be your ride leader tonight, but I do know that there have been a number of issues with the internet and Russ's internet provider particularly, so it may be that tonight is going to be a free-for-all and we may find that there's going to be a leader jumping on. We will see. Hopefully Russ is going to be there. Let's give you the route first of all. We're going to be heading out from the pens, the top right hand side of the map. We go through the start line of the standard warm-up. As you can see, our blue dot running in the Zwift Hacks map here, and then onto the classic course. This is the original classic course that's used for the Prudential Ride London. We're going to do 8 laps of the 5.4k circuit, which means we'll finish at 48.8, which means there'll be a warm down of 1.2 kilometers. It's 8 laps in total. Now, our red beacon tonight was due to be Carl Johnson once again, but I know Carl is actually being a red beacon on site. He's had to stay at work due to an incident and is busy looking at the gang down there. There is essentially going to be an incident where Carl may well not be with us tonight. So we may be without red. We may yet be without yellow, and that means that our gang are going to have to get themselves onto the circuit, as shown here in the Velo Viewer graphic. Basically, in the smoothest way possible without having necessarily a beacon. And got to say, great big thank you to the gang from Velo Viewer. Without that graphic art, life would be very difficult, and without all of the information behind the scenes. So really important that we keep the scenes rolling. We know exactly where the riders are heading now. And this is where the gang, I think, is likely to have to keep themselves together, and we're going to take a little bit of a look. We are going to have a giveaway coming up today as part of our OTE Rise, but let's take a dive in with our riders first of all. Here we go. So the key here is going to be to get our riders out, and I think without a yellow beacon, because I think Russ is still having issues. Fortunately, we do have that half an hour late. Join the Virgin Internet that is providing Russ with his internet is not going to be in operation. Numbers tonight going to be quite low because it is a blazingly gorgeously sunny day. 45 riders down on there, so good job, guys, that we know what we're doing. So remember, this is all the way through now. In the absence of any yellow beacon, in the meantime, I would suggest that we give the duties of calling the shots to Mr. Mason, the fat cyclist. So Gareth Mason, the fat cyclist, he is the man who's going to be calling the shots, please, guys. Tonight, if you're watching, somebody please put the message out. Yellow beacon tonight, stand in until we get Russ back in with us, is Gareth Mason, this man here. So it is going to be Gareth Mason calling the shots. Guys, if you're watching, it is going to be Gareth Mason who is going to be calling the shots tonight on the way through. So G is going to be the man. And just about to multitask, which is not always my strongest point when we're in the middle of doing 10,000 things at once. But Gareth, if you are watching, I'm sure he probably is. So that is going to be Gareth who's going to do the lead tonight. So Vin, if you want to take red, feel free, and let's have Mr. Mason as our yellow. Guys, you're going to have to watch your message boards really carefully on the way through. It is indeed going to be Gareth Mason. Gareth Mason is going to be our beacon for the night. So please, guys, it is going to be Gareth Mason as the yellow. It is going to be Vin Donahoe. Vin is going to be red tonight, please, guys. So Vin on red duties, and can we have Gareth on yellow? Really important tonight to keep it together, and guys, look after everybody, because we are going to be having to get everybody back together. If you've got distance, jump out and drop back in again. Foxy, Lisa, dive out, rejoin, get yourself back in. So Vin is red, and the Fat Cyclist is going to be yellow. There's 49 riders, so it should be pretty straightforward. Mr. Warsdale, you're about to get some company on the way through from Vin. And Vin, that's going to be our last rider on course. Craig Herring is going to be doing a late join. So we can get the gang back together again, folks. Really important to get it in and around. Just because we don't have a yellow doesn't mean that you can't all look after each other. Now, whilst our riders get themselves together, let's tell you a little bit about our key sponsor tonight. Our key supporter who have been with us for a very long time. It is going to be the one and only team from OTE. So OTE are going to be looking after our riders. You can see them up at the top of the screen. OTE, which of course is the On the Edge, what it actually stands for, is the company founded by Pete Slater, the team run by Annie, over and across at the HQ in Leeds. Amazing products. They keep everybody on the road. They keep us all moving. So please remember, guys, you do need to support the people who support the gang. They are literally up across your screen. They're down at the bottom of the main screen down there. And they are the guys who are going to be looking after everyone. We have got our giveaway up and rolling. In fact, I think the giveaway numbers already flying around at the moment. Let's take a look. They are indeed. So the giveaway, which is exclusive to members of the Donny Chaingang Supporters Club, will be coming your way. It is rolling already. Now, what we're giving away to the members this time round, well, I can tell you it is going to be very simple. It's going to be very, very, very simple. It is going to be a set of hydro tabs, and those hydro tabs will keep everybody hydrated, keep the right amount of minerals and hydration going for everyone. It is a case of, guys, make sure you get yourselves hydrated, and if you do that, you want a flavour. The members will know, because Emma took over the email previously, that it is the orange that's Emma's favourite flavour. My personal favourite is the blackcurrant, but it's going to be joined by pineapple. The new hydro tab is going to be pineapple. They're not yet launched officially in the UK, but we are going to be getting those out to the members. It's going to be a 3-pack, including the pineapple, the brand new pineapple flavour, and a large bid on going out to everybody. And we're going to do, because it's last month, we are going to do 8 giveaways, because there are 8 DCGs left. This is number 8 to go, and we're going to be doing a giveaway every week on each of the rides, with the exception of the last week, because we're not going to have a show on the penultimate show, but we'll do a double on the very last one on the way through. So guys, are going to keep yourselves in there. Now, just a quick reminder, if you are watching, guys, Russ is having tech issues. It means he's not able to, although he's logged in and technically in the room, he's not in the room, he's not on your ride. The beacon tonight is going to be Gareth Mason, unless Russ does appear and jumps in. So remember, guys, keep it together. It's looking really good at the moment, really impressive stuff. It is Gareth Mason calling the shots, and remember, of course, it's going to be Vin Donahoe who is looking after everybody. So guys, keep it together. Let's show them what we can do. Let's show people who are in and watching. We do have people viewing who are not on the ride every single week, just how you run a ride and just how you keep it all together. We're in with Gareth Mason. He is your standing yellow beacon, an emergency jump in and drop in. There's neither of our 2 beacons, Russ nor our standings, able to jump in as we speak. So it looks like the gang are working their way around very smoothly indeed. We're just taking a quick check across, watching Mr. Mason come in and through. Nice to see everybody holding it together for the moment. Well, lots of our regulars on, which is what we expect once we get into April. So we're seeing plenty of people on the way in here. Let's take a little bit of a check in and through. The gang looks like Doug Main in here. Vin and Foxy just making their way onto the back of the group here. Vin is going to be our stand-in beacon. Just going to try and get a view of Vin coming through. Camera jumping to the wrong side of it. Foxy on the side. And don't forget, of course, Vin is going to be one of the three people. Vin, Tracy and Keith are stitching together some in real life meetups for riders on the gang. Not chain gangs as such, they rise so that everybody can meet up, chat, natter, catch up with each other, see what they look like in real life rather than on an avatar. So real key here, they're going to be to go out and aim to enjoy yourself. That's the whole point of doing the gang on the way through. So great to see everybody looking after each other on the way through at the moment. Remember guys, with no yellow, it's going to be nice and taking on those yellow duties. Okay, so here we go. The riders on the way in. And heading through towards the archway here. The riders currently making their way in to the point at which the lap starts. So we are going to be on 8 laps to go. 8 laps to go as we go underneath the gantry now. So it is 8 laps to go. We do have a couple of riders just chasing on at the back of the pack here, and just looks like Craig just going back for Vin. Looks like Tom is only in as well. Good to see Tom just giving the gang some help at the back here. Great to have everybody on board. So it looks like the gang are doing a great job of looking after Vin and everybody, getting Foxy back into the gang. Thank you very much, guys. Absolutely brilliant job. It's days like this we need the gang to all work together. Some days you're the flying, some days you're the windscreen. I think today is a day when the riders like Russ is definitely feeling a windscreen rather than not a bad thing to be, because at the moment he's definitely getting squished by his internet and he's running up against it regularly. So Russ desperately trying to get on, but may well be the day that the tech defeats him. I've got to say we're very fortunate, or maybe it's just as you said, maybe it's just me being paranoid, but we actually have basically 3 different internet suppliers in the studio from 3 different sources, which means that if, for example, the local fibre goes down, then we can run on standard copper wire internet, and if that goes down as well, we can always jump onto a 4G remote set up as well that brings the net in from a special aerial up on the roof, and all three then combined means that in theory we should never ever lose the net. And even if the power goes down, actually, we can keep going for about 7 to 8 hours before it goes pear-shaped. So at the moment, the gang are looking good together, and pretty much all are rolling the way down together. Really key tonight that everybody looks after each other and works well together. So through the gang going, just in front of the wedding cake as it stands. I'm going to take that left hand turn. So looking good at the moment. John Garfield going to be our beacon next week. So as the gang makes its way down together, I think we might, whilst we're just waiting to see if Russ does manage to get on board, let you know what we're going to be giving away. Don't forget, of course, it is OTE month all the way through the month. A massive thank you to everybody who's done everything before. Remember, it's 8 laps in total, so next time when we hit the line, it'll be 7 laps. So 8 laps in total, 7 when we hit the line next time around. The riders making the way out and around the loop at the moment. So don't forget, of course, Vin, our red beacon for tonight, because our red beacon is super busy at the moment, sorting an emergency at work. I'm not sure that his emergency is connected anything at all to do with Russ's dropout as well as we go through. So hopefully not. I'm hoping he's not up to his eyeballs in internet crashing down around his ears, but it has been something that's been working its way around the UK, and Russ unfortunately subject to those same things at the moment. Just taking a quick look, looks like Tom just dropping to one side here. Tom, don't worry, you can jump out and jump back in again. Now 53 on the screens at the moment. So just heading in past the Big Ben Bell Tower and making the way down into Whitehall. Make our way along Whitehall. Just going down past the centre, scene of much reverence, and then we'll be going past Donny seat, the scene of much. Well, let's just not say what is the scene of much of. Let's just put it this way. I'd rather be stood down for the Cenotaph than anything else. Right, so the riders coming in. Never noticed Big Ben sounds before, Mr. Atkinson. That's because you're not breathing through your ears. You're able to actually listen with them, because we're going through quite early on in the ride alongside the Big Ben Bell Tower. We're going to come up and make our way out and around. So at the moment, the group just making its way up. This is a right or drag up here. Just on the right hand side is one of the regular pubs that people will be stopping in, and it's also the scene of an emergency McDonald's for those people who are working on the early hours of any event. Actually, just on the right hand side about now. Left hand side, another pub as well. Funny, I should know where all the pubs are on Whitehall. So we from Cycleways tucked in nicely. We're just going along the long turn down here, going down past basically past Charing Cross Station. Going to take a U-E down at the end on the dual carriageway. Come back up the other side. Just running parallel and up above the embankment where we were earlier on. Good to see here. We've got lots of our regulars, people like Chris got on there. Fogsy. Keith Richardson in here. Nathan from Velo Bounce jumping on board. Got Dave Robertson, Pete Travel in here. Phil Oliver, looks like Mr. Little and Lee are both on here. Tom Lindley, no surprises there. We've seen John Garfett from the Royal Navy Royal Marines already. Craig Herring back in with us. Can see Craig on the gang. Mr. Atkinson in here as well. Craig Forrester jumping back in. Looks like Mr. Wilson on as well. Tom Elliott in. Nick Hawkins in here. I saw that Mick was riding strong at the weekend. Quick reminder, don't chase the group in front. Legend has it, the blob has its own gravitational field. Love that. Yep, whoop, whoop. Good to see Craig on here. Craig back in with the gang. Hope to be here all month. We hope you are, Craig. Really important. Soon you're in with us, the better. And nice control, guys. Keep it steady. Sit in the group. Don't let the group be enticed away. It's all about keeping that pack together. The front of the ride is always the front of the group where the yellow beacon is. That's what we have always considered it to be, even back in the dim, darkest days of the ice cream man. Some of you will remember that. Some of you won't. Those that you that don't, you are lucky. Okay, so as we go underneath the banner, we are going to fire up the number generator, and we are going to be doing our giveaway. So when our riders go underneath the banner, I'm going to take a look with this screen here. Let's get that number generator properly rolling here on the screens. If you do a dummy run, yeah, we'll do a stop and start. There we go. It works. We will fire up the numbers, and when the numbers come in and through, so the moment that our riders go under the gantry, we will stop the numbers on the screens. And when we stop the numbers on the screens, that number will relate to a member. So when the front of the group goes through, there we go. It is number 12. Tonight's winner is the man who we know is on regularly. It is number 12, and that is going to be James Forbes. So James Forbes, because we've gone from A from Alan to W for Wilson, it is James Forbes, winner number 1 on the OTE giveaway. You just won yourself £30 worth of OTE products. So congratulations. Congratulations, guys. It is going to be James. Now on Thursday, we're back in London. We're on the Box Hill Loop with the London finish, and we will be giving away more OTE. Number 12 won't be in because James Forbes will be in there, and if he does come up, we will be knocking it back round again because it is one rider, one prize. So James Forbes winning with the odds of 1 to 40 this time round. Congratulations, James, and we'll be getting you details of how to claim your prize. So fantastic stuff. And we are going to jump back in with our ride. So congratulations to James. I'm going to see how the gang keep on rolling. So here we go. Craig Herring, pop quiz, what does it stand for? I've actually given this away tonight in the opening of the show. Who was listening? That's the question. What does OTE stand for? Anybody know? That's the question. Good flapjack. Yes. Salted caramel. Anytime protein bar. Over the edge. Whoa. Nearly. Very close indeed. So looks like the rider's on the way well here. Just in with Nathan from Velobats as we come in and through. Just going to take a little bit of a run through. Trevor Crehan nicely tucked it in. Looks like we just detached a rider at the back of the group off the back here. So just a heads up for people, we do know Russ is watching. He's on his last attempt to jump in. If this fails, he's going to go get a beer. Don't blame him, to be honest, if this doesn't work. So Keith and the gang coming back down, taking the right hand turn. Looks like people just being distanced here. Mantis and Foxy on that descent. The lighter riders like Foxy really having to work hard on that descent to try and stay in with the group. If you lose contact with the pack, you are going to have a real tricky job. The answer was on the edge, Doug. It was indeed right, Mr. Herring. Here is a question for Mr. Herring. Does he know who the founder of OTE was and who he worked for before? There you go. Simon Run It. Russ, if he's watching, how's the bear? How's he going to reply, Simon? He can't get in. He's knocking on the door, but he can't get in. You can message me and I'll let you know. There we go. Looks like the shout's going out to try and keep the group together, to keep it held together. Remember, of course, the man in charge of the pace tonight is the one and only Gareth Mason, the fat cyclist. The man who, having done his maths, currently still at the top of the leaderboard. In terms of rides done, absolutely phenomenal. But whether you've done one or you've done several hundred, thank you very much, everybody who is on the gang and joins in, plays the game and sits in with the group, lets it ramp up, follows the instructions on the way in and through. All right, so the gang all together at the moment, nicely rolling round. So just taking a little look. I think Russ is watching the feed at the moment. So Russ is watching the live feed, so give him a wave. Let's see if anybody's going to give a wave out. Mr. Mason is saying we're going to take a ramp up in power after this next ramp. So we're going to go up this ascent, which is going to take us up this little climb. You can see it coming in front of the riders. This climb that is in the Whitehall in real life takes you up into Trafalgar Square, T-Square, as it's known by anyone who's ever had to work there. So keep the same power up here from Mr. Mason, currently the boss. I'm not sure what we should name Mr. Mason. I mean, like all of our riders on the tend to get a nickname on the as the boss or as the bear or as the wolf. I'm not sure, because just Mason is just something else again. Could just call him Animal. I don't know. He's one of the nicest gents, and I've had the pleasure of talking with Gareth a number of times, and one of the nicest guys on the Chaingang. So here we go. Oh, we may have a Downing entering the scene. It might be done. Let's. Oh no, he's dropped back out again. He's back. Is he back? The one and only Russ Downing is in the building. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Boss Unit could be the name. Russ is here. Russ now will have his heart. Do you know his heart rate's already at 69? He's back with us. We have the one and only Russ in. Russ, is your message board working? Or is that too much to ask that we've got two going? The man is back. Whoa, he's back in. Fantastic. Quick look busy. Exactly. Thank you very, very much, Gareth Mason. Gareth, storming job done instantly. I think we might have found a new vocation for Gareth on the way through as well. Brilliant job. Gareth, the animal. Yeah, just got a message come in. Gareth, you are the animal. There is the boss, but you are the animal. Just what can I say? That apparently looks like it's sticking. In fact, I'm getting snowed under by messages coming in. I think if my wrist judders any more from messages coming in on the watch, it's going to be my arm's going to fall off. So thank you very much, Gareth, aka the animal. He is back, so great to have him in. Top job, Gareth, keeping everybody together and pulling it in. We never doubted you for a second, buddy. So, here we go. Making our way in and round. It will be 6 laps to go. We hit the line this time round. 6 laps to go when we hit the line this time round. We've already done our giveaway. Congratulations to James Forbes with the OTE win here tonight. And of course, OTE are going to be in and through. So fantastic stuff. The OTE looking after the game, supporting lots of the teams who are taking part in the UK scene, lots of good causes. Looked after AD and the big charity ride that he did, the virtual Land's End to John Groats as well. Does late join count on the DCG leaderboards? Yes, it does, Gareth. Of course it does. Late joins, starting and then blowing your turbo trainer apart. It's only for fun. The leaderboards are only for fun. In fact, the official leaderboard is actually scribbled on the back of a set of notes for another show. So that probably tells you just how seriously we are taking it in terms of the leaderboards. Right. It does. They always count. Yellow Magnet has returned. I'm loving the lexiconography going on down there as people also discuss our favourite words like discombobulated. Tom Elliott, 6 laps to go. 6 laps left to go, ladies and gents. Just been joined in the studio by Indy the Trail Dog. He's decided to come down and spend a bit of time down in the studio. It's great to see. Means it keeps my toes warm because the floor's cold today. Not sure we'll manage to get him on camera. He's decided that laying down on his bed is a much better option than jumping all over the screen, which makes a nice change. Clearly that hacked off that he didn't get to go to the cafe today. Right, Owen Davis, like you need an anvil. Yeah, it's not going to do much good. Craig Herring, no, it is not indeed. He's not Andrew Bond. So who founded, here's a question, who founded OTE and what company was he in charge of prior to that? What is he probably most famous for? Very famous nutrition company. There's your big clue. Let's see how good people's knowledge is of the game. Okay. Going its way up. Looks like it's just starting to pick the pace a little bit here. The gang still holding together. Chris Ball, give that man a prize. Eddie Dalglish, indeed. Pete Slater, SIS. Once you give the game away, they are fantastic stuff. It is indeed Pete Slater, the man who is behind SIS originally and now in OTE. I'm loving the Mr. Mason. He went out this afternoon, did Leith, Whitehorn and Box Hill. Andy Feather is twice as fast as him at Leith and White downhill. Well, yeah, Andy Feather is kind of like featherweight. He's super fast. Very good boy. Chris Ball, if you remember right, starting in his kitchen. Yeah, it's a vicious rumour, but I do think it is a true rumour. I've read that as well. So I don't think it's just a total. Russ, I'm confused now. Who's the leader, me or G? Russ, it's you. You've got the big beacon over your head, buddy. Definitely not that, Russ. Not the Mazzoni brothers. It's either Russ or G. And G's just abdicated. There you go. Very appropriate as he goes down past the palace. G has just abdicated. The crown well and truly over the top of Russ's head here, as you can see as he makes his way down and in. Currently doing 44 reps per minute. Russ, have you got like the world's biggest chainring on there? So just seeing Dave Russellson, I think Dave getting a bit of a dropout. Mantis just on the back of the gang here. Just squeezing, get into the wheels of Craig Forrester here. Foxy tucked right on the wheels of Russ on the way through. Now, rumour has it Joan Lee's tucked in here as well. I'm just looking to see if Joan is in here. There we go. Just saw Joe appear. Good to have Joe on board. Joe, one of the sponsors of the Newark Crit, and good to have Joe on board as well, one of our regulars on the WoW DCG as well as on the Donny Chaingang. Good to have Joe back in with us, and regular rider. Loving the conversation about who's going to be flying. Tomlin is saying it's not a course for him. Not sure that's strictly true. I would suggest that of all the people, it probably could be the animal, the fat cyclist, aka Gareth Mason, non-one isn't probably anybody on here. Yeah, Tomlin is saying G's got it, Gareth's got it, Mr. Mason. We will see. It'll be interesting. Could be Russ's night tonight. He's done a bit less distance, but had a whole lot more stress than normal. We'll find out when we get in and through. So the group on its way back up once again. So just a quick reminder as the group goes up the hill of our riders. It is Russ who is your yellow beacon. Remember, it's a 5.6k lead in. It's 8 lots of 5.4. We should be finishing at 48.8. And that should be our finishing distance as we come in to the line for the final time. And the elevation here, well, it's not huge. We're currently just on the climb, coming up in towards Trafalgar Square. And as you can see from that profile, it's the steepest section of the climb, actually going from 3k to 3.5 kilometres, but very quickly over and done with. The steepest hill on the entire way through. The riders just going through underneath Trafalgar Square, underneath the column, and just heading back out once again, going all together. We get to see up to 55 now on the gang. It's kind of what we expect this time of year as the sun comes out. And then guess what? People go ride the bikes in the sunshine. I think the bear's got more than a sore head, AD. I think he's got sore fingers, toes, and headache, big style from trying to get on speed, getting booted off repeatedly. Don't poke the bear against the walls, always. Right, looks like the gang altogether. Finn Donahoe still acting as red. Looks like our beacon car not able to get out of the work emergency. So it looks like it's going to be a Vin sitting on here. Look at that. Loving the gang all tucked in nicely together, and nobody going anywhere fast. On the way in underneath the banner, heading in and through. Fantastic stuff. You can just see from our camera angle up there, just watching Vin's heart rate tucked nice and low. Gang rolling well though, which is great to see. 37 minutes. We're going to try and jump on somebody's been in, and looks like 38 minutes of riding complete. 22.4k complete. And just moving well. It's come down past Buckingham Palace once again. So on to our next lap we go, just heading down around the turn, or should I say up around the turn of Constitution Hill, just over the top of the High Park underpass. Just see the riders go whipping around that left-hand turn. Group working well together, 55 riders down on that start line. We have lost one or two people with tech issues on the way through. We've gained ourselves the official yellow beacon in Russ coming back in and able to join us, but of course we're still missing our red. And thank you very much to Vin for jumping in as our red beacon, and of course to Gareth who jumped in as our yellow. So Demi Worcester just dropping down nicely. We see Dr. D tucked in here. Bobby Mason back in. Sandy Priester as well. Simon A.K. Sean Runnett. Simon a winner on the Nonnas giveaway. That looks like everybody all holding in so far, which is what we want to see. Just watching Simon just rolling down as we take a look across towards Buckingham Palace. Just watch them coming sweeping through. Some need to check your emails. You should have an email in there, in your email inbox, and that will tell you how exactly to claim your prize. £50 voucher from Nonnas. Is tonight or Thursday the last DCG? It's not, neither. End of the month, end of April is the last one. So this is our last month. We have shows right the way through. We've got rides, basically. This is the 8th to last ride. And 30 with 7, and then it keeps on going right the way through to the end of the month. Last one will be the 27th. There'll be no show on the 25th, but there will be the ride as normal. It's going to be in mid-travel on the way through, so unfortunately unable to do the show. Trying to juggle it around every other day, but it has to be a Tuesday, unfortunately. But it does mean that we'll be doing a double giveaway on the 27th now. The links, discounts on there. And if you're a member of the DCG gang and you still join, 30%, 30% off OTE for all the members of the DCG gang. If you've joined the DCG gang, the Donny Chaingang Supporters Club, it quite literally keeps the show on the road. It keeps Russ's wheels turning in Swift when they can. And massive thank you to everybody who's joined or donated, whether you're a member of the gang joining regularly or whether you just do an ad hoc donation. We really do appreciate it. It does help us endlessly, the costs borne by Russ and myself, but if we can get a bit of help with those on the way through, then we do appreciate that, that's for sure. And the Chain Gang keeping people together for the last 3 years. It's going to be basically 3 years. We've had one gap so far, which was last summer. We're going to take a gap this summer. So at the end of April, that will be the last Donny Chaingang. We've had the last WoW DCG, the Women Only Wednesdays, last week at the end of March. That ran this season from October to the end of March, and the numbers on that basically quadrupling over the course of the season. Great to have so many people in and riding on the WoW DCG. 4 times as many people finishing the season as started the season on that, and we are looking forward to bringing you that back next season. Quite when? Well, you have to watch this space and watch the Facebook page. Make sure you go on to Facebook, join the Facebook page for the Donny Chaingang. Don't forget, of course, you can follow at Russ Downing at Downing Cycling, at Matt Fix of Pain, and at Biking Emma at Full Speed Events for all the details of everything that's going to be happening, and of course that Facebook page with the details of the in real life Donny Chaingang meetups, the DCG meetups. So the first one kicking off on the 16th, and please do let Vin, Tracy or Keith know if you are going, so that they can work out the numbers and make sure that the flying is in. So please, guys, make sure you jump on there. Give the guys a shout if you're going to go. Please don't just turn up. If you can, give them some notice, because then they can let the cafe, because of course there's a cafe and cake stop, as you'd expect, for coffee and cake on the way around. But please, guys, do let them know, otherwise it makes their life very, very difficult indeed. And you'll have slow service at the cafe, which nobody wants. Everybody wants a nice service at the cafe with some great food. And great coffee, so guys, make sure you do that. Don't forget, of course, if you want to know where lots of the best coffee is to be found, then you can go on the Cycle Espresso at Cycle Espresso, which is also the site and the social media part of Russ's portfolio of cycling related activities. And don't forget, of course, Russ has some event days and trial days with Pinarello as a Pinarello ambassador, and that's going to be coming up as well. You can jump on with Russ, and Russ, of course, on a Pinarello tonight, there in that Downing Cycling Coaching Works kit, same as worn by our red beacon. So in fact, our red and yellow beacon tonight, both in that Downing Cycling Coach kit. A shout if you're joining the bus to Vin, really important if you can do that for us. It does make life that little bit easier for Vin and all of the gang. The red beacon duties are they're a tough gig, and if you can help out by letting the guys know if you want to jump on the bus, that'd be really, really helpful. So here we go, on our way in to the line now. If we've got the calculations correct, in theory it's going to be coming in at round about the 27.2 kilometre mark. That's what I make it if we hit the line correctly. Give or take a few metres, because of course with any of these slight errors it will creep up. I think it's going to be just over 27.2 as we hit the line, so we must be fast approaching the 200 metres to go line now. So there we go, so 200 metres is going to be about 27.5 I think when we hit the line, which will push us nearer to that 49 kilometre finishing mark. But we are on 4 laps to go. We have 4 laps to go. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4. There you go, 4 laps to go. I'm loving it. Russ said he can't call anything yet. He's only been on 20 minutes. Looks like it could be a late one tonight. That would be very entertaining. Let's see how late it goes. It's perfect. fit reason for Donny. So at the moment we have 4 laps of the 8 laps in total to do, plus of course our run in, so plenty of time left for our riders on the way through. Just watching Mr. Flynn on his way in. I think a few people, hopefully it's going to be a little bit longer. This is going to sort it out at some point. We will see when he calls it. It's going to be very interesting. I don't think anybody's going to complain. Well, somebody's bound to complain, let's face it. People complain about everything, given the chance. But, as the saying goes, you please some of the people all the time, and all the people some of the time. Please look at it positively. There you go, Tom Elliott, who we're riding in with at the moment. Tom, one of our fast riders on the Chaingang, just descending down here in the group. The pack pretty much all together at this stage. Looking good at the moment on this descent down here, -1% down here, not the steepest of gradients. Levels out as you come down past the palace, and that's what's happening at the moment. That gradient just leveling out slightly, just in that pack. Bouncing in and out. This not going to have any issues with anybody dropping into a ditch and then coming into the side of the group. Yes, highbrow is indeed the other way round. If it's Dylan or Lincoln, but yes, basically it is actually the other way around if you are quoting directly, but it's a very negative way to quote it. This is a Chaingang, we only do positive. Nice to see what somebody educated who can spot the difference. Far more education than me. Not that that's particularly difficult. Spent far too much time of my life in a bike shop instead, and riding my bike instead of going to school. You can do positive, you don't do education. Learn from the magic roundabout. Now you're just showing your age, Mr. Mason. I have to say, I'm still a great believer that anybody who writes kids' TV programmes are generally have a misspent youth doing very dodgy things with very dodgy bits and pieces. So Dave Russell pushing on, doing a great job here. Just seeing Sadler just going to try and jump onto the back of the group. But just having to kick out of that corner to get back in with the gambit. Looks like everybody's together has come around, taking the left-hand turn. Mr. Mason, if you've not seen this silver black montage, once upon a time I could do a great silver black accent. I haven't done it for years. No intention of doing it tonight, that's for sure. Mr. Drabble, don't believe all you read on your screens. It will happen at some point. Nobody's been misbehaved enough for it not to happen. I think it's just warming his legs up. Around the turn we go. When we hit the line this time round, we are going to be coming in, and it will be 3 laps to go. So that is going to be just under 18k as the riders come through. 17 and a bit k to go when they hit the line that time around. So the riders at the moment coming in to complete their next lap, and then it will be 3 laps, and the go has gone. He's not let him get to the line this time, so the go has gone early. It has gone before the line. It was that was certainly where I was expecting Russ to call it, and it looks to me like all of a sudden that kick has gone, and it looks like Little has got the jump on everybody at the moment. So at the moment, Little opening up a gap. Can change Little hold this. He's going to be pulling it out at the moment because we're seeing riders start to disappear off the back. If you take a look at the map, you can see dots disappearing off the back of this group now, and that is because it has been pushed, the plunger. It's been well and truly depressed, and away go the gang. So Colin, Bell and Vin Donahoe and Chris Sadler at the moment just making up the bus. Got riders scattered around the circuit as that ramp came in. Bobby Mason just chasing at the moment, so is Joanne Lee. Joe Lee actually the nearest rider. Come on, Joe, big push now. Get in that slipstream. It's worth a sprint to get in it, but it looks like that gap continues to open. So this is the back of the main gang. We're going to see if those groups form up a little bit further back. I think we're going to see a few people really start to struggle. It's going to be a short run in from the go. It's 3 laps, less than 3 laps to go now as they came through the line that time. And this is going to be a real fast finish here tonight. It's been taken in study. There's a lot of people dumping things like anvils to get rid of them as fast as they can, because there's absolutely nowhere where they're any use on this course. So Gareth, yep, 3 laps left to go. 3 laps left to go. Mason confirming 3 to go. He's also done the maths as well. If you remember the DCG gang, don't forget, of course, you get the details of where the finish line is, what the finish line distance is before we get in there. Thanks for helping keep the gang tight with them. And from Russ, now Russ with the ability to type and ride simultaneously, something that not everybody has the ability to do. Whether or not Russ's legs have warmed up in the time it's taken, his heart rate's only just gone over 100. Now, looks like Joe Lee waiting for the bus to come through. Bobby Mason still chasing hard. So is Jim Flynn, beef from Cycleways on the way up the hill here. And in fact, yep, Vin confirming an I, not an O. Confirming, not conforming. Confirming they are on the way for Joe. So Joe Lee can jump on the bus. It comes around this left-hand turn at the top. They've got a couple of riders in front. I think that's going to be Bobby Mason and Joe Lee just in front of them. So they come around this left-hand turn. Jim Flynn, I think, going to be the next rider who's going to see the bus approaching. As we take a look back into this group, they are all over the road at the moment. It's not going fast enough to attach too many people on that downhill. Good to see Foxy still nicely tucked in here as well. Mick Hawkins in as well. Can't be doing mixed speed any harm whatsoever. Nelly from out the satellite. Looks like Priester in here. Mason still tucked in as you would expect. Dermot in here. Gareth is in here as well. But, this is about holding those wheels, not letting the gap go, making sure you stay in the shelter as long as you can. So the gap now opening up, but Mason just in front of Lee. Lee with the bus coming behind them, making inroads, not going all that much quicker at the moment. And Joe's doing a great job on her own out there. So Beefy, Flint and Donahoe are on the way in and through. Now the gang really are motoring now. Trevor Crehan tucked in here nicely. So Russ now putting the pressure on the front. I hope everybody's got themselves warmed up, because Russ not letting the pace go too low here. He's opened up a little bit of a gap as we come in towards the Parliament Square. Looks like closed down very, very quickly indeed. Nobody letting Russ go at this stage. Very dangerous to let him go on this, although it is a very fast flat course, not necessarily suiting Russ as much as something a little bit bumpier. So away from Parliament Square, going along Whitehall past the Cenotaph. Into this little bit of a drag that comes up here. This is where that pressure is going to start to take its toll on riders, because as we go up this climb, those people who can squeeze and push on over the top are going to be able to open the gaps up. Anybody who is a bit further back may well be just struggling to stay with the wheels as you go over. It's so important to stay right in the front of this group as you go over the top. Anybody a bit further back is in that danger zone of being detached off and out. So the gang coming up and over at the moment. Main just tucked on the back. Looks like Gidley and Foxy just at the moment just starting to get in trouble here. Looks like they've got some work to do. Priest are being distanced here. Little is also the same here. And that's a wheel you need to be jumping on. Looks like Gidley now gone out the back of that group. Foxy, I think, in trouble here. Going to have to put down some serious power to get back in with that pack. She's got some really fast riders actually behind her. May well be that she's going to be jumping in there, still kicking out 4 watts per kilo to try and get back in. You see Little rocketing his way in. And that's one of those nasty little gaps he's just making his way across, because this is where it's really hard. You go over and out through the square, through Trafalgar Square. Very often on this course, this is where you find those gaps will open up. And that is when you've got to get across, and those gaps, they just seem to stretch. It's no one major thing that does it. Now, a move off the front here, and this time around it's going to be Drabble who's gone. He's now being chased down here by Leon Mazzoni at the moment. So Drabble at the moment, Drabble, a rider who can take out the front of the gang. He's done it before. Will he be able to do it this time around? He certainly looks at the moment like he's got some serious pace. 10 seconds back to the main group. Leon not all that far off his wheel. Remember, when they hit the line this time, they're going to be on 2 laps left to go. 2 laps to go when they hit the line this time around. So just taking a look as they come in towards the top. So let's see what's going to go. If anything's going to happen, it's going to be Leon, who is up the road. He's got Drabble in front of him at 4 seconds. And it's Drabble who's going to come to the line in the lead of the gang. You can see how far back that yellow beacon is, sandwiched in between his Liam Mazzoni, the rider from the Isle of Man. At the moment, though, you can just see that Drabble has got that 5-second gap at the moment. So it is 2 laps to go. There are 10.8 kilometers to travel when the riders hit the line this time round. So Drabble with that gap. Mazzoni being closed down, and the rider who's coming across is Russ down in. It looks like Lindley has seen the danger. He's trying to get in on the action. Nelly Mason, Nathan from Fellabass in there, Warstell's in there, Phil Oliver in there. The riders just keeping an eye on those detached trio in front. At the moment, it's Drabble in 1. It's Mazzoni in 2. It is going to be currently Downing, who is coming across onto the wheels of Mazzoni in 3. So it's Drabble in 1, Mazzoni in 2, it's Downing in 3, it's Lindley in 4. Then it's going to be Keith Richardson leading the pack, or was, as they come up through here. They're going to close out this group, I suspect, at the moment. Very, very tough stuff. This pace is absolutely brutal, and you can see behind a big group that have been detached, not now going to be able to make contact here. You can see behind the group. We're just going to drop back to them here. So this is Group 2. Mantis, Espeo, it's going to be the Rumour Gang duo in there. Tom Elliott's in there as well. Forrester is in here. This is the second of our big groups. John Garfer in here. Wilson, McCoon, I mean, the Dixon Wills in here. They are a fast group, but they've got a bit of work to do if they want to close down the Yellow Beacon group. The Yellow Beacon group is trying to close down on the riders at the very front of the rider. That's Drabble, and I think Mazzoni's going to get absorbed here. So it looks like Leon Mazzoni's going to get absorbed. Pete Drabble is down the road by 15. I repeat that. 15 seconds. This is a ride by Drabble at the moment. He's gone solo on a course that we don't often see so many breakaways on that classic course. He's got the gap at the moment. He's riding well. Can he take this out? Is he going to be able to stay clear? Richardson was down. Nathan from Velobans to the far side. This guy's Mason. Now it looks like Dale Williams closing. And Russ going. There's nobody chasing. I don't think they're aware that the riders have gone clear in front here. Now this is going to be very interesting. I think they're all looking at each other. They are. They're all looking at each other at the moment. Nobody's taking this up. It's giving Drabble his head. This is dangerous. Pete has been a regular on the gang. He's been there or thereabouts. He has gone clear and taken the win, and he's got the gap here. We know he's got the power to do this. I think he is going to be taking this out. So here we go. Drabble has opened the gap. He's got the gap clear. Take a little run back for Mason. Mason tucked in here. The gap goes out some more, sitting at 19 seconds. 19 seconds. I'll tell you something, Pete Drabble is on an absolute flyer today. He's going to have one lap to go. I'll tell you something, in the studio here, we are willing him on because he's got the gap now. Now he's on his way from the saddle at the moment. He's the rider trying to bridge across or chase back down again. Now we start to see some reaction. Lindley just looking across, starting to put the power down. Russ trying to respond to that on his way through. Varty Wasdale doing the same. Mason trying to hold his powder dry. So is Williams, and I think Dale Williams has been out Dale Williams here because Dale an absolute master of kicking away and putting in a surprise attack. But at the moment, that surprise has gone because he's not going to get the chance, even if he puts the surprise attack. This is the man that's going to have to close down on. And now we see a response on this drag up the hill. It looks like both Leon and Tom Mazzoni and Tom Lindley all coming up over the climb out with some serious power as they come up over the top. What damage can they do? They're not in sight at the moment. Just taking a look back to see where they are. Now they come into sight round that corner. This is going to take some doing. This is going to be some chase. So at the moment, Tom Mazzoni, then Leon Mazzoni, then it's Lindley just trying to get across that gap. Now you can see it's Dale Williams is going to come over now. Lindley needs to jump on the wheel of Williams here to get across. They need to work together to pull back. Tom and Leon Mazzoni, they've still got 12 seconds to get across to Drabble, who's got the gap on the rest. You can see them coming. Are they going to be able to do this? Remember, the red banner of 1K to go is going to be in front of him. He can see it. So the Flamme Rouge, the red kite, is coming. Can Pete Drabble hold on? Come on, Pete, time to dig in deep here, buddy. You've got two big chasers coming behind. Drabble, I think he's dying 1,000 deaths out here. Really is fighting 188 beats per minute here. He's got to hold off the chase that's coming from the Mazzoni brothers. Then it's Dale Williams, then it's Farty, Little Oliver, Nathan from Velobans. They're the riders that are chasing. But at the moment, they have their work cut out because Drabble is still holding them. He's still got them at 4 seconds. This is the chase that's coming behind you. You can see that yellow beacon group is coming. Now, if the chasers use all their energy up closing down on Drabble, they won't have anything left for the sprint. The group with the sprinters is coming. Are they going to catch him on the line? Williams has got across, and we know Dale Williams has got a monstrous kick on him. They're going to take the right-hand turn. Here they come. This is going to be very close indeed. This is a chasing group. You can see those Tron bikes in front. Here we go. This is the run in for the line here. They're going to be continuing to push. Look at this. It's going to be massive push here. 1 lap to go. 1 lap to go. This is some doing. 1 lap to go when you hit the line this time, guys. Are they going to make it? 1 lap to go. Can they do this? Very, very tight indeed. Remember, we are on 1 lap left to go. My goodness, this is going to take some doing. Come on, Drabble, you've got to push now. 1 lap to go. He's got the group together. This is a fast group. There's 7 seconds. So, 1 lap to go. Liam Mazzoni, Pete Drabble, Tom Mazzoni, Dale Williams. 4 riders going back. 6 seconds. This is the chasing group. 1 lap to go. They are pushing. They are pushing like crazy. Can they do it? They've gone past that Flamme Rouge for the last time before they hit for the finish. The sprinters are still in here. We have got riders like Lindley, who we know's got a monstrous kick. You've got Dale in here. You've got Russ in here. They have got some work to do. It looks to me, though, like Run It is now distanced. So this is really about, are they going to pull them back? I think they are. There's 3 seconds now. Now Lindley goes over the top. So Lindley has chosen his moment. Is he going to get across and is he going to counter-attack from this group? That was a big kick to get into this group that is being caught here by Lindley. You can just see he's going through them now. Now he's going to sit in there. Was that a preemptive strike just to get himself in position as they came in? Russ is coming though, and I think Russ has seen the danger. He's going over the top now. This is going to be very interesting indeed. So Russ goes over the top. Varty in there. Who has made it? That was a manic chase to the line with 1 to go. That was the critical moment in the race. Had they let that group go, had they let Drabble go, it would have been game over. And it would have been a roll round for 1 lap. Remember, this is key. We are into the last few kilometers now. We're going to be into single digits as they make the way around. Mason already rolling his way around the top, as is Little. They're going to finish when they hit the line at the moment. Russ has got the gap, though. And is anybody going to chase him? Is this where Russ decides, oh, do you know what? I'm going to go for this. Little is just coming across. The gap is coming back down again. But I tell you something, all of that action has done some serious damage behind. Here we go. Let's take a check on how many are in this group. These are the nearest chasers, and that means, I think, that you're going to find that there are 14 riders in the group in front. So this is it. This is your leading group. Who is going to take this? This is going to be key. Who can take this out? Wasdale goes on the front. Little takes a drink, moving up onto the front. This is playing into the hands of those big sprinters. Yeah, I think there's not going to be any giveaways on the way through here. Let's take a little look. They're across the road. They're waiting. Now, where'd you go? Do you go on the rise coming in towards Parliament Square, just in front of these riders? If we take a look up in front, you can just see a dip and rise. That is the rise. That's essentially the penultimate rise. You then got a rise coming up Whitehall, where we saw those big kicks coming before. You've then got no more ascent to the finish line. Remember, it's a downhill run in through the mall. So that is going to be incredibly quick. If you are an attacker, if you are a ruler, if you are not one of the big power sprinters, you're going to have to go somewhere. Now, here we go. This is the penultimate climb. This is one of those key moments, and Drabble has gone off in pursuit of Russ Downing here, who put in the big kick first. And now Lindley goes after him. You can see 3 riders at the front now. Drabble's gone again. I tell you something, there's no keeping this man down at the moment. He really wants this. He's looking like he's going to try and go clear again. Now Lindley's going. But remember, we saw that monstrous chase in as it came in and through to the 1 lap to go. Was that just a dress rehearsal? Because Drabble has put a monstrous kick in, 8 watts per kilo behind. You can see Lindley at 6.2. Then it's going to be the gang, and they are only doing 4.5 here. This is another dangerous move by Pete Drabble. Drabble has gone clear. Did they not learn first time round? They didn't, because they'd not gone in any kind of concerted chase, and now Drabble is on to this section of climb. This is where it counts. Come on, Pete, time to kick it in. He's gone again. He's got the brave move on. He's gone for it. Will he be collecting his medals at the end of this, or is he going to be languishing, getting swamped on the run in? He's got to get himself round to that line. Now behind, it's Lindley leading the chase. You can just see Russ, Mazzonis, as well as Varty, Williams, Mason, Oliver now all starting to push. We're in with Lindley, but Drabble has that gap. That gap, it is the length of the square. He's going to put him out of sight and out of mind. Here he goes. He's just getting around that corner. Well, I'll tell you something. I think Pete Drabble is on his way. I'm loving the fact he's only saying Drabble for world title. Do you know what? He might be one day, because he's a loving quick rider. He's absolutely flying his feet. One of our regulars on here, he's shown this speed and strength before tonight. I think he's got his timing right. He's stuck it to lots of these riders, and this is the chasing group. Has Drabble done enough? He's still at 12 seconds. Get the jump at the right time. Everybody looks at each other. There was plenty of hesitation. That has just gave away the seconds. He just handed them across like Smarties to him, because they were just giving him time as they looked at each other when he went for the second time. And this has meant he's got a big gap, and they're not working. 3.9 watts per kilo, 2.4s, 2.5s. You've got to hold it. He's just holding a good pace here. They could bring this back if they work together, but they're not. There's just intermediate. It's just the odd kick. Now we're seeing Tom Mazzoni start to push the pressure on here. 8 seconds he's got it down to, but he's working solo. He's not got company. Then it's going to be Kelly coming through. Then Little, it's like Mazzoni and all the rest of the gang. But look at this. Drabble opened the gap. He's now holding what is a easier pace to hold for sure. It looks to me like they've left Tom Mazzoni to do the work. No one's gone with him, and I reckon they're going to swamp him coming out. They're going to go over the top. Oh, and look at that. We saw another ghost coming in and down from Leon Mazzoni that time. They go over the top of Tom Mazzoni. He gets washed away here, and this is going to be very, very tough. Let's have a little look. Pete Drabble is going for the line. This is going to be the kick. Here he comes. Has he done enough? They're coming behind him. They're not going to come fast enough. He's into the last 200 metres. It's going to be Pete Drabble. They're coming at pace, but they're not going to come quick enough. Russ is chasing him. It's not going to be enough. The Bear's not going to get his claws into him. Drabble comes in. What a ride. Then it is Downing who comes in second place. And look at this. It's going to be Kelly who comes in, along with Lindley coming through. Leon Mazzoni, Little, Varty, Tom Mazzoni. It looks like not to be Mason's day. What a great ride there as he came in. Debian Wasdale, Keith Richardson are going to be battling out. Oh, I think Richardson's just going to get it in that little mini sprint there. Great ride, Pete Drabble. Pete there, as he went over the line, went to 0 watts per kilo. Mate, if you haven't chucked up, I don't know what you're doing, because that was some ride. There was some serious power, but the timing was superb there, and to get pulled back and kick again at the right time, absolutely key. Now Simon Runnick going to be the next rider who's going to make it to the line if he can stay clear. The chase is on behind. Heidi Dalglish is not hanging around here, but has he got enough to beat Runnick? Runnick is just in front. Behind the big pack are coming Catlin Herring. Davis is on his way as well. They're going to get him on the line, I think. Oh, it's going to be tight. It is Herring who gets it. Great sprint by Herring. Then it's West. You can just see Owen Davis, Catlin, Runnick, Raccoon coming through, John Gales, Wilson, Ball, Mantis Tabung coming in and through, Goddard in and through as well. That was something else again. What a finish. And now our next rider coming in is going to be Atkinson. It is mad out there. Johnny Atkinson, the next of our riders, heading for the line from that Cryogen team. Thank you everybody who's been riding and played the game in and through to the finish. And it's going to be Atkinson who's going to be our next man underneath the Admiralty Arch. So quick through the old OTE for me. Sort the voice from Disintegrating on the way through. Don't forget, of course, OTE are supporters all the way through the last month of this season's DCG. Atkinson's our next rider, but he's ahead of Hawkins, McDermott, Foxy, Dubash. And they are the next group. So these 4 riders are chasing at the moment. Chasing down Atkinson, but the gap is 23 seconds. So Atkinson can have a clear run. He can't even see the riders behind. So good ride by Johnny Atkinson. Once again, it's going to be our next finisher. Behind, it's going to be a sprint between these 4. So as Atkinson goes through the line, it is going to be a run for the line between McDermott, Foxy, Dubash and Hawkins. I think Hawkins on some great form racing at the weekend. Foxy's been going well, but McDermott's got the kick on at the moment. I think it's going to be McDermott in the blue. You can just see Dubash coming in the green. And it's Dubash who's coming alongside him. I think he holds him off. It is Dubash who gets it. Then it's McDermott, then Hawkins, then Foxy. Great riders that came in through the finish there. Next riders out on course is going to be Gidley and Priester. I think we've got Bobby Mason, John Lee, as well as Vin and Jim on the way in to that finishing line. And most of these riders very close indeed. So everybody coming past the Trafalgar Square for the last time. Next riders in will be Priester and Gidley. So whilst they're on the way into the line, quick reminder, don't forget, join up, join the supporters club. If you've been enjoying the rides all season and you've not joined, maybe this is the month you think, you know what, let's do it. At the moment, the odds were 1 in 40 taking the win, and it was James Forbes. Just make sure I got the right name. James Forbes, who took the win in that prize draw. Don't forget, we will be bringing you a prize draw every show. There'll be 2 in the last show because we'll be missing the penultimate ride in terms of shows. So please, guys, join up, sign up, make sure that you join the Donny Chaingang Supporters Club and help us out with some of those costs. Really do appreciate it if you have joined. Don't forget, of course, all of the supporters are over there and they're on the bottom of the main ride screen whilst we bring you the ride. And they are the guys who keep on rewarding our members of the DCG gang. There's a 20% discount off most of the people through the year. And of course, we've got 30% coming out from OTE this month. So if you need to stock up for the summer, now's the time to do so. Get that 30% discount code used. And just think, if you buy now at 30%, you're going to save yourself a fair bit of money if you're going to go running in right the way through the summer if you can afford to do it. So make sure you support the people who support the gang. Next rider coming in on the gang is going to be Andrew Priester. He comes in ahead of Alex Gidley. Gidley and Priester making their way into the line. They are 47 seconds ahead of Bobby Mason, who has a 7-second gap over Joanne Lee. Lee just coming into the square as Bobby Mason exits. He's just making his way in underneath Admiralty Arch, as you can see. So in through the arch goes Bobby as he makes his way down that straight. He's got Joanne Lee chasing. Lee can see him in front. I think it's too big a gap. Bobby just picking up the pace. Joanne Lee putting down 4.5 watts per kilo. Mason is holding, though. He's still at 5 seconds. So can he hold off a fast charging Joanne Lee behind? Joe's winding it up here, but I think Bobby Mason's going to have enough here. He's got to keep on pushing. He can't relax because Joanne Lee's coming behind, but it is going to be Bobby Mason, the next rider in and through the line. Well done, Bobby. Bobby goes through the line, then it's going to be Joanne Lee. You see Joanne on cracking form once again. And then it's going to be our dynamic Joe behind. Jim Flynn coming through with the man who stood in as our red beacon. So Jim on his way into the landing. The red bus going to be making its way in with Jim and Vin together. Big kick from Jim here as he winds it up. Come on, final big push for the line, buddy. So going to make the most of it. In through the gantry he goes. as does Vin. Don't know, good to see Vin, and a massive thank you, Vin, for standing in as our red beacon at the lastminute.com. So as these riders make the way down to the warm down, it just remains for me to say, don't forget, you can catch up with us on Thursday. If you want to see what we're up to beforehand, whether we are putting words to the action in the $1 million prize giveaway super stage race, or whether it is going to be the mountain bike race in the XCE, the National Crit Series, all of that you can keep up with us at Full Speed Events. It's at Full Speed Events. It's me, at Matt Fix the Pain, or of course at Biking Emma. And don't forget, of course, the bear himself, Fonzie Downing. It is at Russ Downing and at Downing Cycling, at Cycle Espresso, as well as at Bike Flex for all of those details. So give everyone a follow. Hit the subscribe button for when we go live on whichever platform you are watching. And don't forget, it's only possible because of the help of the guys over there. They look after the members of the DCG gang and they literally keep the show on the road. So from me, Matt Payne, enjoy your ride if, like me, going out and riding tomorrow. And we will see you on Thursday for the next show. So take care. We'll see you again. Bye-bye.